In this video, we will discuss about chi-square test of independence or test of association. When we have two categorical variables coming from one population, we can use chi-square test of independence under certain conditions. We want to infer whether two categorical variables are dependent or are associated. Example: someone is interested to know whether gender and choices of movie genre are associated or not. A survey is conducted using simple random sampling from the general population and information is collected from each of them, gender and choice of movie genre. Null hypothesis: two variables are independent to each other. Against alternative: two variables are dependent or associated. For the example, hypothesis will be null hypothesis: gender and choices of movie genre are independent. And alternative hypothesis: gender and movie choices are dependent. What will be the test statistic for test of independence? You can see the test statistic under null hypothesis, where Ij equals observed frequency for ith level of the first variable and jth level of the second variable. Eij equals expected frequency for ith level of the first variable and jth level of the second variable. Test statistic follow chi-square distribution with degrees of freedom. Equals number of levels of first variable minus 1 into number of levels of second variable minus 1. Remember, to use this test, all expected self-frequencies must be greater than or equals to 5. Decision rule. Critical value method. If calculated test statistic is greater than critical value, we reject null hypothesis, else we failed to reject the null. P-value method. If p-value is less than alpha, we reject null hypothesis, else we failed to reject the null. Let's solve the problem in the example. Suppose we surveyed 200 people and their gender and responses of movie genre choice were recorded, are given in the table. This table is called observed frequency table. Have you watched my test of homogeneity video? In homogeneity test, male and female were fixed, because male and female were surveyed separately. But, in this example, they are random. So gender is a random variable in this case. Now, we have to find out expected frequencies. Expected frequency for ij, th cell, equals ith column total into jth row total, divided by grand total. Similarly, we can calculate expected frequencies of remaining cells. Great! Now, we have both observed and expected frequencies in hand. So, we can easily calculate the test statistic. Here, test statistic follow chi-square distribution with degrees of freedom, 2 minus 1, into 3 minus 1 equals 2. Now, using critical value method or p-value method, we can make the final decision.